Hi, this afternoon I'm just going to be talking about my Basics Moisturising Lotion, which is coconut free and made using apricot oil. It's one of my lightest moisturising bases and is designed to be used either professionally or home use with a really simple emulsification system. And that means it keeps the price really competitive and much lower compared to my other products, but also the side aspect of that is it can't take a lot of extra additives to it. So I've got 2 jars here and I'm going to just trial 2 types of additives. And the first one, we're just going to turn my scales on there, is looking at some new ingredients that Pure Nature have put out using some cellular extracts, and I'm going to try the finger lime extract. The formulation guide for it is up to 5% in formulas, but my moisturising base, I'm going to use it at 2%. Now, I'm using a dripper and just want to show you there, it is quite a watery cellular extract, whereas some other extracts have a lot of glycerine or glycerine based. So I do need to take that into account when adding it to a cream post-production. So this is a 50-gram pot of fresh made base lotion with apricot oil, and I'm going to add 1 gram, which is 2%, to the formula. And we just need a wee bit more. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm just being quite cautious with my proportions. I don't want the cream to sort of split out. So just adding, get it to 1 gram there. So that's actually 1.02 grams, and if that, or 1.03, and if I was doing that in a big batch, you can see how it would soon add up to a lot extra. So simple little manual stirring there. So it seems to mix in really nicely. It doesn't seem to be sort of too watery. Okay, so that's the cream now, and I've just mixed it for about 30 seconds just by hand using a little wooden stirrer. The cream itself looks really, really stable, looks really nice. So because I'm going to be using this on my face, and I do have, I guess one would call it sort of dry to sensitive skin and slightly mature, I'm going to add a little bit of prickly pear oil, so 2% of that, and just to see how that goes with the blend with the cream as well, if it can tolerate adding some extra oil. So I'm just carefully going to add a small amount there. So again, that's adding just 1 gram. When I'm working with really small volumes like this, I just do use a little digital scale because, whoops, and I've gone again just a little bit over, but that's okay. So the oil is absorbing in reasonably well. So we'll just give that a little bit more of a stir. Okay, so I've finished stirring it now. It took about 1.5 minutes for it to be fully absorbed. Now I'm just going to show you just a real close-up. We can see that the cream now looks quite sort of shiny and glistening. There's no bubbles, no sign of separation, but I certainly wouldn't want to add either any more water-based extracts or any more oil to this mixture. But in there we've got 2% of the finger lime extract and 2% of prickly pear oil added as an extra to the oil that's already in the formulation. And the last thing I'm going to do is just add a few drops of Neroli orange blossom in jojoba. And I've added about 4 drops, which came to 0.3 of a gram, and that is in jojoba oil because obviously Neroli orange blossom is quite expensive, and just giving that a mix, and that also seems to be going in fine. So what I'm going to do now is just put that cream aside and see the stability and see if that changes or breaks down at all with those additives. Okay, so I've now just mixed through that carrier oil. So this is the second sample, and so the sequence of adding the ingredients is I've done slightly different to the first one. So I've added the carrier oil, extra carrier oil first, and then now I'm adding goji berry, which is a glycerine based extract, at 2%, so that is 1 gram of that as well, and you can see that's a lot thicker than the finger lime extract, so I'd expect it just to impact on the formula just a little bit differently. So let's see how we go, and I've actually added slightly too much, 1.4 grams. That just took a little bit more time to mix through properly, so that was the goji extract. And now, just to make it a nice aroma, I'm just going to add just a couple of drops of orange blossom or neroli and jojoba, and give that a wee mix through. So there I have the two finished creams. So this one, the one on the left, has got the finger lime extract, which is a water-based extract, and prickly pear oil with a little bit of orange blossom, and a little bit of time's gone by and it still seems to be holding. So total percentage of additives was 4%. And the one on the right is exactly the same lotion base, and then I have added raspberry seed oil and goji berry extract, which is a glycerine based extract. So slightly different texture, a little bit lighter and a slightly different colour, but also it just seems to be very, very stable.